Her name was Lena Ahmed, and she woke before dawn every morning, long before the city fully stirred. Pale sunlight slipped through the thin curtains of the small room she shared with her mother, casting soft shadows on the plain beige walls. The room was modest, almost bare, but it carried warmth. A few old photographs hung slightly crooked memories of better days, quieter days. Her mother had already left for work, cleaning homes across the city. Life had never been easy for them, but it had taught Lena something valuable: gratitude. She dressed neatly in her worn clothes, braided her hair, and ate a simple breakfast: bread, jam, and tea, savoring it like a small blessing. Stepping outside, Lena felt the cool morning air brush her skin. The streets buzzed with life. Vendors shouted prices, children hurried to school, and workers moved with tired determination. She walked to the bus stop, her small bag resting lightly on her shoulder. She knew most of the faces there, people chasing daily survival, just like her. The bus arrived with a groan, already crowded. Lena found a small space near the back, gripping the railing as it lurched forward. The smell of the city filled the air: smoke, sweat, and fresh bread drifting from a nearby bakery. That's when she noticed Mrs. Evelyn Carter. The elderly woman stood near the front, clutching a faded purse. Her hands trembled as she searched for coins. The bus driver called out the fare again, impatient. A few coins slipped from her fingers and rolled beneath the seats. She bent slowly, struggling to reach them. Lena felt a familiar ache in her chest. She knew that fear, the fear of not having enough. Without hesitation, she reached into her purse, counted the exact amount, and stepped forward. "Here," she said softly, placing the money into the woman's hand. "This will cover it." Mrs. Carter looked up, stunned. For a moment, the noise of the bus faded. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Thank you so much." Lena smiled gently and turned toward the window, embarrassed by the attention. To her, it wasn't generosity, it was instinct. Something her mother had taught her without words. The bus continued through the city. Lena watched buildings blur past, unaware that several passengers were quietly observing her with admiration. She felt only a quiet warmth inside, knowing she had helped someone, even in a small way. When Mrs. Carter's stop arrived, she stood carefully. Lena helped steady her. "Take care," Lena said softly. "And may kindness always find you," the woman replied before disappearing into the crowd. Lena continued her day as usual, working, cleaning, running errands. But the moment lingered in her mind like a gentle echo. That afternoon, while walking home through narrow market streets, Lena noticed a familiar figure seated outside a small cafe. Mrs. Carter looked up, her eyes lighting with recognition. "Excuse me, dear," she called gently. "May I speak with you?" They sat together at a quiet table. Over warm tea, Mrs. Carter listened as Lena spoke about her life, her mother, and the quiet struggles they faced. The woman listened with deep attention. "You helped me this morning without expecting anything," Mrs. Carter said finally. "That tells me more about you than any resume ever could." Lena smiled shyly. "I just did what felt right," Mrs. Carter nodded. "That's exactly why it matters." Days later, Lena received a simple letter inviting her to visit an address across town. Nervous but curious, she went. Inside a calm, elegant office, she learned that the truth: Mrs. Carter was a respected philanthropist who quietly supported education and opportunity for people of strong character. "I look for hearts like yours," Mrs. Carter explained. "People who act with integrity when no one is watching." What followed was not instant wealth, but guidance, education, mentorship, opportunity. Months passed. Lena studied, learned, and grew. She never forgot her roots. She volunteered, helped others, and carried kindness forward. Years later, Lena would look back and realize everything had changed because of one small moment, one bus ride. One decision, one act of kindness that asked for nothing in return. And that, she learned, was the true power of a good heart.